So I have to repeat what I just said in the last video because they cut me off. Again, I had like over a gigabyte of memory. Loaded it up. I'm just sitting here and all of a sudden there's no memory. Anyway, I had to delete a video like I told you. What I do is I keep videos that I already loaded to take up the space so that when they cut me off, I don't have to wait until I get more space on storage. It's horrible. They said I don't reply to comments because they're not letting me see my comments. I think it's ridiculous. I would think that if I'm saying all these crazy things and I'm a nut, they would welcome all the crazy comments. So they were upset that I put the crazy comments as thumbnails. Why would I be upset? Why would they be upset? I think people have opinions, and that's what I'm saying. They're limiting my ability to speak for myself. That's what I'm saying. Their scam was to make it seem like they were always behind me, either criticizing me, telling me information, talking to me. And I'm explaining that for the majority of my life, I've been around people. I wasn't in my bedroom filming YouTube videos. I was working in busy places that had, hundreds of people around. If I'm giving information and they're talking to me like this, I would misspeak. I would say the wrong information. I couldn't add. I can barely function now. And that's how they were going to make me seem crazy and how they were going to make me seem like I'm a problem. And why wouldn't they want me to see comments? Because if I'm a problem, let the comments be shown. So I don't respond to comments now like I started to because I don't see any comments. But getting back to lies. The biggest lie about this is that if the technology didn't exist or I had to respond to certain songs, but the song was played like all the time. When I was growing up, we had radio stations. I don't know if you guys still have radio stations. I think you guys have streaming. But we had like a dial and you had to make sure the dial got to the right point to hear your station. So if it was a little over here or a little over here, you heard static. But the radio stations would play the same songs over and over again. So you could listen, like we used to be able to tape songs from the radio. That's how much the song was played. So if you listen to a station and you say, oh, I love that song, a few hours later, if that long, the same song would play. And you could tape from the radio. And that's why we used to have cassettes. So if I had a certain song that was supposed to trigger a memory, I would be a complete nut because I would hear the song all the time and I would have that same memory. So it didn't work for me. And they're trying to find out why. And my question to them is, why would you do that to a child? The next point is, if you want it based on me, why ask someone else? Why ask people who weren't close to me or weren't as close to me as they thought they were? The next big part of this lie is that would mean that person wasn't living his or her or their lives. They will focus too much on me. And that's the biggest issue that I'm having with this lie. That these are the people who I know them well. How do I know them well? Because I was around them. And I wasn't around them in the sense that, oh, this is someone in my class. No, I was really around them. So if they think they have all this information on me, how much information on them would I have? A lot. And if they're getting their own lives wrong because they are, and I'm getting it right, then maybe my memory is better than they thought it would be. The other part of that lie, which is like, I'm dealing with the type of lie, I think they lie to themselves. Those are the types of lies, to me, those are the scariest liars. And they said something that really bothered me. They said that they thought I was the type of person that they said the psychology is not for me to think that for example, to think the truth. It's to make me think what they want me to think. Do you hear that? It's not for me to see or believe what is there, but for me to believe and see what they want me to believe and see. So a big part of that psychology is that I'm not supposed to have the ability to deal with reality. So for example, if they said I had this awful childhood, and then when like I had friends and I had little events and parties, and we used to do this like a little singing for the, you know how each year like kids, we had to do these performances and the parents come to school, and it was like always a big thing. And every year we had like a different type of song we would sing. So obviously I didn't have this horrible childhood. Why would you want to